Hey everybody, welcome back to Creating Scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. We continue our Fairfield in build series. I mentioned to you that from this episode on, we're going to be in the sim finishing things up. A couple more episodes on that, maybe even one, I don't know. But I lied because I forgot something really important to make for this hotel, and that is forgot to make the sign. All right, so we have a sign up on the building, Fairfield Inn and Suites Marriott, and this image or this sign is also on the post of the canopy out front. And then there's a illuminated sign, street sign, that we're going to make. And let's take a look. If I pause a lot, because I'm coughing today, so sorry. But let's take a look at, I just went in and did a search for Fairfield Inn and Suites logos, and we get a couple of them. This is the one that we're going to use up on the building. And then there's an image that looks like this. This is not the one, but there's an image that, oh, here it is right here. This image right here is for the sign out front that we're going to turn into an illuminated texture, an emissive texture for the sign. All right, so I basically right-clicked and downloaded both of these. One is a JPEG, so I'm going to need to convert that JPEG into PNG, so I'm just going to use GIMP on that one. So I'll open up GIMP. Sorry. So sorry. Shouldn't be coughing in your face, and I didn't hit pause fast enough. Alright, so I got GIMP up, so I'm just going to go to File, Open. And I use GIMP for my quickie conversions. Okay, so we're going to go to my projects folder, Prototypes, Fairfield. And we'll have some images to get. Let me find it. Okay, so Fairfield Inn and Suites Marriott JPEG. And I also have the Fairfield Marriott, but that's already a PNG, so I don't need to change that one. So this is the one we want for our sign out front. So I'm going to open that up in GIMP. And I'm simply going to File, Export As. Then I'm going to put this in my Textures folder for my model lib. So we're going to go to Projects, Scenery Projects, version 3 of CMH, Buildings, Package Sources, Model lib, Textures, Texture, and we're going to call this PNG. PNG. Alright. And we're going to export. Oh, I need to double click there. PNG. Okay, so we have that ready. The other one I don't need to convert. I just need to copy it into my textures directory. Let me do that real quick. All right, I have them both copied in. They're both in my textures folder. All right, now what I'm going to do is with the hotel selected, first I want to make sure that my LOD 01 is turned off, because I'm going to put this in LOD 00 to begin with. And I am simply going to select this part of the hotel, tab, select this face right here, Shift S, move my cursor to that location, and then tab out of edit. And then I'm going to go to tilde F for a front view of my building. And I'm going to zoom in. All right, now I need to add in a reference image. So I'm going to shift A, image, reference, and then I'm going to go to my textures folder. Now this you don't have to have in your textures folder, but I wanted to put it there so I'd have quick access to it. So this is the logo that we want on the building. So I'm going to click this and load, and I'm going to align it with the view that I'm having, that straight on view. So load, and it loads it right here. Okay. Now you can't see it because the building it's inside the wall. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that in the Y direction so I can see it. So G, Y, hold my shift so I can do it slowly, and there it pops up. Okay. Now I want to scale it, because if we look if we look at our image right here, it fits between the top window and the bottom window. I mean the top of the wall and the top of the window. All right. And what I'm seeing, to be honest with you, I might have to make an edit to my building. All right. I don't think I have this space big enough. So let's take a look at the image again. And this part of this wall is actually much higher. Okay. It's almost to the top of the elevator shaft. All right. And I am not. This building is, this part of the building is not. So I'm going to select this part, and we are simply going to make a quick edit on this side of the building. I am going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to select let's see. Do I want to do vertices? Let me see. I don't think it's connected to anything. So I'm going to Alt select this vertice twice, so I get this row of vertices coming around to here. Yeah, that's what I want. All right. Now I am going to move those up. So I'm going to G, Z, and I'm just going to slide that up till it's about up here. Okay. So now the front of our building's taller. And since I'm not using a PBR texture for this wall, I don't have to go in and fix my UV. All right. Now I want to take this part. So let's get out of edit mode and select this top of our roof. All right. Go into edit mode. And then I'm going to Control R, put a loop cut right here, slide it all the way down, move X, one. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to vertice, select this vertice, And I'm going to move it to this corner with a G, and I am going to turn ghost on. I'm going to select those two, and there are two selected, and I'm going to merge by distance. So now there's only one in this corner down here. Okay, so we're good. I'm going to select this face and this face, and I'm going to delete those. Let's do a face select. Select this face, delete it. I think I'm doing this the hard way. Alright, so I have those. Now I'm going to turn on vertices. I'm going to select this vertice. I'm going to select this vertice, and this vertice. I'm going to hit F to close. That's what I wanted. Then I'm going to select those four, put F there. Alright, now we have a straight edge. Alright, now I'm going to face select this one and this one. Turn on edge snapping. And then we're going to extrude those up to here. Alright, so let's select our parapet again. Tab in, select this face and this face, and delete those. And we don't need this face because it's never going to be seen anyway. Face. Alright. So that's good there. And let's turn back our front of our building on. And then we have this gap right here. So I'm going to select this part of the building, go into the edit mode. I'm going to Control R, click, and then snap it to that point right there. Select this edge and extrude it to this point right here. So extrude Y to here. There we go. Now we got it. Now that I've done all that stuff, alright, now we want to, with our sign selected, with our reference image selected, let's do a shift S and move our cursor to that location. So now it's on the image itself and not on the building. Okay. Then I'm going to go tilde F, G, Y. Let's move that out a little bit more. There we go. Tilde F. There. Now I can see it. And with my building selected, with my sign selected, I'm going to do that shift S. Since I moved it, I'm going to cursor to selected. Alright, now we are going to scale to make it look like our image. Alright, so just above the top window and just below the roof line, or the top of our parapet. So we are going to scale S, and I do not have keycast on. There we go, Christopher. Alright, and let's GZ, and let's move this up. And the little roof part, the little double line that makes it look like a roof, that is not on the building logo. Alright. This little part right here, we're not gonna have to make this for the part that's on the building. Okay. Now let's take a look at our reference image. Now a lot of this setting up, setting the image up and getting going, I'll be doing live. But once you get the idea of what I'm doing, I'll put it in fast mode and get past that, or I'll pause the video, finish what I'm doing, and then get back. I'm not gonna try to keep you here too long. All right, so looking at this, okay, So we can move this a little bit to the X. I want to see where that Marriott is, see what that looks like compared to the window. So the Marriott, it's kind of hard to see. Here we go. We're halfway between the window and the corner, and it overhangs a little bit that way. All right, so we can probably scale this up a little bit more. I bet the Marriott is even with the Fairfield Inn, but that's not a big deal. We'll fix that. Yeah, Marriott ends where Fairfield ends. All right, but we can fix that later. We don't have to mess with the image. We just want the image to get us going in this particular text. All right, and the reason doing it this way is because this is not a font, an available font anywhere, so we have to create our own. All right, so I think that this is, it may be a little bit too big, so scale, drop that down just a bit. All right, now since I moved my image, I'm going to shift S to move my cursor to that location again. All right, and then we're going to zoom in. Okay, and we're going to start with the Fairfield first. Basically, what you're going to do is you are going to add, so Shift A, and we are going to add a mesh, and we're going to add a single vertice, add vert, and it adds it right here. Okay, but I want to move that over to here. All right, so I'm going to G, and we're going to, whoops, vertice, there we go. I'm going to G. Now you see where I'm moving my vertice there. Okay, and I'm going to move it to right here, right about there. All right, then whoops, tilde F, make sure I stay. Then I can zoom in, and yeah, you got it. We're going to trace this letter. All right, so with this vertice selected, we're going to extrude, and you're just going to extrude that over to here, and then you're just going to do a series of extrudes to trace the basic shape of this letter, and this takes a while. Okay, now there's other ways to do this. All right, I was able to before, oh, I need to escape, and I'm going to Control Z, and I'm going to turn off snapping, because that will cause issues when you're trying to make these nice curves and stuff. So all right, so E, and I'm just hitting subsequent E's, and I'm just tracing the letter as I go around. All right, now there are other ways to convert this text into an actual model. Okay, and I've done it before, but I did not like the results because I had a whole bunch of editing to do. Okay, there are pieces of software out there that will convert the image into line work. All right, and then you can bring that into Blender and then extrude it into a three-dimensional model of that image that you had. Problem is it it does all different kinds of, it makes a whole bunch of triangles. It's kind of like if you import a GLTF into Blender, and the normals are terrible. There's too many lines making up polygons, and you get triangle faces, and there's millions of them depending on the image. All right, so I stopped doing that because I want my signs to be cleaner, easier to edit. So that's why I trace these. But it's not that big of a deal. It's just that you have to have patience, and you just know it's going to take a while, especially with the size of the word. Okay, so this is basically all I'm doing for this letter. Okay, so there's where I ended the last one. I'm going to hit E, extrude that, and move that up to here. And then I'm going to just kind of move over to here and continue my extrudes. So it kind of comes out like this. And you can make it as detailed as you want, okay? Like I said, flight simulator, most of you pilots aren't really gonna go over to the hotel and get a room. I don't know, maybe you will, but you do as much detail as you want in your model. But you guys are getting the picture. I'm just hitting a series of extrudes, and I am making the I'm just following the outline of the letter, and I have to do every single letter in this logo. All right, like I said, this could be one of the hardest ways to do it or the longest ways to do it, but I like it. I mean, and then I'll actually take this when I'm done, and I will, I think this is just image wonkiness. I don't think it really stair steps like that. Probably, I don't know, maybe it does. Yeah, we're going to come over here. But what, like I said, when I get done with this, I'll export it and publish it so other people can use this for whatever they want. All right, so I am going to finish doing my series of extrudes until I get to the last point, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I just finished my last vertice, and then these two are not connected. So I'm going to select these two vertices, and I'm going to hit F, and that adds that closing line. All right, so it took maybe 3 minutes to do this one letter. Now I have 1, 2 eyes. I can make one and then copy one. I can even take this F I just created, copy it, and then scale it. And so, I mean, once you get unique letters done, then you can just copy and move. You don't have to do every single one. All right, so now that I've created this outline of the F, I can hit, whoops, I don't want to do that. I can hit A to select all my vertices. Actually, I want lines. I like lines better. Select all my edges, and then hit F, and now I have a face that's the shape of that letter. All right. Now, all you do is continue on and do each letter. All right. So I'm going to do that, and I'll finish as much as this until we get to the I won't do the Marriott yet, but I'll do all the Fairfield Inn and Suites letters, and then I'll be back. Working on the letter A, I just finished. So I am going, now I can't hit A to select all now. I have to actually zoom in, actually pick everything out individually so I don't hit the F as well. All right, so I have all the lines for the A. Now with the A, we have this part here. So I'm going to hit F, okay, and then I'm going to turn ghost mode on. Turn ghost mode on, and then got off of rendered view here so I can see through my face. Now to make tilde F, all right, to make this triangle in the middle, I'm just going to use the knife tool. So I'm just going to find a point, hit hit K, and click. And now I'm just using the knife, and I'm just clicking my mouse. And it automatically splits it. Then I can go to face, select this face, and delete that face, and now I have the hole in my letter. Okay, just like that. All right, so I continue. Before I actually start the next one, now I'll be able to use this I here, 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 and here. All right. Here's, like I said, I can copy the F. So see, I can come over here and copy the F. And I can shift D, escape, and then I'm going to move it in the X direction. I can slide that over to this F. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to this mode here, and we are going to scale in the Z. So we're going to smoosh it. No, that's not what I want. Scale. Let's do it's going to scale from the center. Move. Let's move that right here. Scale. Move. So now I need to probably scale. Let's see, this F is a little different. This F, this arm of the F is actually closer to the end, all right, than this one here. So we can just select, we can go to vertex and just select these vertices, all right, and we can move those in the X, stretch this out a little bit, all right. Whoops, I don't want that one. I want everything. All right. And let's see. Let's take these, move Z, move those up to here. Okay. Is that what I want to do? Let's see. Let's select these and move those X over to here. Okay. Select these. No. Select these. Move X. move X. Okay. So you can do some editing here. And let's take these, move these X. Okay, now this is going to suck over here. Might have been easier to. Okay, well now we can just take this vertice and move that here. I'm just hitting a series of G's, and then we can take, now let's see, let's move that up. I'm not going to go to that really the top, because you're not going to be able to see that. Like I said, get as detailed as you want. Just think of your pilots. You know, you don't want to inundate them with problems with frame rates and all that kind of stuff. So just make some adjustments. Whoops, wrong one. No, I hit the wrong key, that's what I did. I think that'll work fine. Just make adjustments over here. I am going to make this do that. Bring that over here. So I'm editing. I'm just selecting vertices, G, moving them and making adjustments. Okay, so like I said, I just adjusted the vertices. I didn't have to recreate the letter. I just had to make some adjustments. And this letter F was a little different than this F. That's why I had to make those adjustments. All right, so I'm going to go on, do the rest of the letters, and I'll be back. Keep interrupting myself. All right, so here's an example. We're going to select this I. We're going to use it again, so I'm going to Shift D, Escape, G, X, and move it right here. I mean, the image is not perfect. I mean, you know, my letter's consistent, not the image. All right, and here's another thing I want to show you. We can use part of this F to make this E. So I don't need to recreate the whole thing. I can just undo this face, delete the face, keep the edges and vertex, and then just edit it to make this shape on the bottom. And then I can use this part of this E to make this L. And I can even use the part of the L to start the D. So, you know, you just think about how you're editing to create your stuff. All right, so I'm going to continue. So I'm in the middle of working on this E. All right, notice it's not exactly the same, but in reality it is the same. All right, the image isn't exact. All right, now I'm extending this, so right here in this area here I need to add a couple more vertices, so I just simply do a Control R and add a couple loop cuts to this line. So I hit click, all right, go back into vertice, select this one G, select this one G, and make adjustments. Now I need some more vertices over here to make this curve, so go to line and Control R and add some loop cuts, hit enter, vertices, and then just move with G. Like I said, you can get it as close to real life as you want. I made some generalizations in the letter, okay? But I'm not going to mess with this because in reality, when they make this sign, these are the same size, okay? So I have that E created. Now I'm going to make this L. So all I'm going to do before I turn this into a face is I'm going to select these. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it twice because I'm going to use it to make the D as well. So I'm going to select this E, Shift D, Escape, G, X to move it over. I'm going to line that up right here. See, look at the, see that right there? Yeah, it's not the same. Should be, okay? Anyway, actually, I'm going to take this. See those? See, that's the same. All right, so I'm going to end that right there, and then I'm going to move these over. All right, so I'm going to shift here. Box select these. Actually, I'm going to box select these. Actually, I'm going to box select these first. I'm going to select these and these. We don't even need those. And we actually don't even need these. So I'm just simply going to delete those vertices right there. Alright. Then I'm going to come over here, just make some slight adjustments just so they fit. So I'm selecting and hitting G to move these over. Now I should be able to take these, GX, slide these over here like that, and then just make some more adjustments if I needed to. Okay, I'm going to leave this the same because it's consistent with this one over here. And I can take these, GX, slide those over there. Okay. And I can select this. And now I just use the extrude again to close this up. So with this vertex selected, E, extrude. And I'm just hitting a bunch of E's and clicking. And then I can select these two right here. Hit F, join those together, and I can probably move this right here. And let's add a loop cut right here, add a vertex right here. Click, and move that up like that. So that makes that L, right? Then I can take this L and Shift D, whoops. Yeah, that's right. Escape so I don't move it inadvertently. GX, and then slide that over to here, and it kind of matches our D right there, right? Okay. So I like the E, so I'm gonna select these edges, hit F. Whoops. What did I do? Hit F, fill that in. Okay. I'm going to select these edges and hit F and fill those in. And then I'm going to come back and go to vertices and work on our D. Except with the D, I want to get rid of these inside ones because we make the hole by making using our knife tool. So I don't want to. I'm going to make those different. Alright, so I'm going to select those, hit D, remove those, and I'm going to come up here Oh, I guess we can move these. D, move that one, make an adjustment there. Just like this. I'm just G moving these vertices. Now I need to extrude because I need some more, so extrude E. I can zoom in and get tighter if I wanted to, but like I said, it's a flight simulator. It doesn't, nobody should be getting that close to my sign. Famous last words, right? Alright, now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move it right here and take these last two and put an F there, and probably take this one up. Just move that just a bit. Alright, so I have my D, so I'm going to select all these vertices, select line, hit F, and then I'm going to zoom in a little bit, come right here, hit K to get my knife tool, click. Now I'm just clicking the mouse. Following our lines as close as you want. And then select the beginning, hit enter. Face select, delete that middle one, and there we go. We have the Fairfield part file saved. We have the Fairfield part of our sign. So I'm going to have to make an N, ampersand. I'm going to have to make an S, a U, a T, and an E. I'm wondering, the I's I don't have to make because I can copy those. So we're going to select this I, Shift D, slide that down to the middle here. Try to get this proportional. And then scale. Now I don't need to scale it in the X anymore, so I'm going to scale in the, scale in the Z. Bring that down. Wait a minute. No, I don't want to do it that way. Escape. I'm going to go into vertice mode, and I'm just going to select these and move these down. And select these and move these up. And then I can do some fine tuning. Alright. Alright. I'm going to do these letters and I'll be back. Okay, I have the Fairfield Inn and Suites part of the logo created. Alright, using those steps that I just showed you. Adding vertices and then extruding those around. Some of the letters I was able to copy and reuse. I think I'm going to leave the registered trademark circle off. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, now with these faces right here, I'm going to move those in the X so they line up over here. Okay, just like that. Alright, if we look at our prototype image, the Inns and Suites is right at the end of the D. Okay, so we're good there. Let me double check, see how far, see if I need to scale it. Ends as the eyes are, it's close enough. Yeah. All right, now, same thing with the Marriott. All right, same thing with the Marriott. It's just go around the letters and create these shapes. Let me get that done. Basically, what I'm going to do is, I'll show you, turn a vertice on, and then I'm going to select a vertice, and I'm going to Shift D and copy that, and then we're going to move it down to right here. So I just copied a vertice from another letter. All right, and then I'm going to zoom in, and I am going to, the Marriotts shouldn't be as complicated as, well, I don't know. Anyway, again, extrude, click. I guess I can move these down a little bit. There we go. So select, extrude, click, extrude, click, etc. Let me finish Marriott and I'll be right back. Okay, we have the bulk of the sign, the hard part done. All right, so I'm going to take this Marriott. Let's take a look at our prototype. And the Marriott is even with the end as well. So I'm going to select these, move those in the X. Oops. And drop those right there. Now I need to scale this. All right, scale the Marriott. So scale X. And then move that in the X. Because that a little larger there. Okay. All right. Let's do a save. Now I'm going to show you, we're going to break this up, the Marriott and the Fairfield Inn and Suites. We're going to separate those two into their own components so I can apply different materials. I don't have to separate them, but I like to separate my objects by material right off the bat. So we'll do that. So we can turn off the image, which is an empty. We can turn that off. And if we go into 3D view, see it's far from the building. All right, so let's turn off ghost. All right. Now with the Marriott selected, I'm going to hit P, selection. And that should be a vertice. All right, so that's this one. So we're going to say, oops, yeah. Whoa, spell it right, will ya? Good heavens. Marriott. Okay. And we're going to call this large because there's a smaller version down below. All right, and then change this. Let's get out of edit mode. Tab out of edit mode. And let's make this Fairfield large. Okay. Now we're going to select these, both of these, because we need to get them closer to the building. See, we're kind of set off, right? All right, and I'm going to move these Y because, all right, just right there, just right. Oh, that's, oh, hello, that's wrong side here. Let's move those Y. There we go. Now they're on the outside. No, are they? Where are they? Oh. Boy, that looks further back. Let's do this. Let's do some more. Let's go tilde T top down. And of course I can't see them. Nice. Oh, there it is. Let me focus and then tilde T for top and move Y. Where are you? Where are you? Might be right there. There we go. Excellent. All right, now we need to give it some give these some thickness. So let's go into Fairfield, tab in, select all the faces, extrude, hold my shift, and just bring those out, just like that. Okay, and then Marriott. Let's extrude those. Oops, let's go into tab edit mode. Select all, extrude, and bring those out. And you can type in an exact thickness if you wanted to. Okay. All right. Now, while I'm in Marriott, I'm going to make these front faces their own object so I can apply a material to that. So with those faces selected, let's P selection and make these faces. Okay, and then let's do that, rename the other one to frame. Okay, and let's do the same thing with Fairfield in. So tab in. All my faces are selected already from the last operation, so we'll P selection and period to focus. We'll call the copies, we'll call these faces, and the other one we will call frame. Okay, and let's do a file save. And then let's look at the prototype. Let's go into render kind of mode here, just for fun. All right, there we go. And let's look at the prototype. And I think they both have black frames, okay? And obviously the Marriott is red and then glows kind of orange at night. All right, so let's tab out. Let's select our frame and let's apply a black. I don't have a black, so we're gonna have to make one. So let's add a new material and call this black frame. And let's move the vertex color down to, I don't always make them all the way down black. I kind of set those off just a little bit because it gives better contrast than all black. And let's turn up the metallic and let's turn down the roughness. Now kind of make them kind of shiny. All right, then we're gonna select the Marriott frame and apply that same material. Okay, now for the white letters, we'll need to say white light. Okay, and then down here under properties, we are going to make the base color just a little bit darker than white. Okay, just a little bit. During the day it'll kind of be a kind of a grayish. That might be too much. There. And then down here for emissive, and we won't give it any, we won't give it metallic and roughness there. We'll leave that the same because it doesn't really shine as much. But for emission, we're going to make it just a little brighter than when it's off. Okay? And then we're going to make that a day-night. Oh, wait a minute. I want to do that as a standard. Okay. So in order to do that, I need to look at face orientation. And these polys, see how the eye and the rest of this is like blue, but the other ones are kind of translucent. That means I need to flip those faces. So I'm going to select this face, this face, this face. Whoops. Got some extra faces because of my slices. All right. And the ends, the S, the U, and this S. All right. We're going to Alt-N flip. There we go. Okay. Now we changed it. I changed it to a MSFS standard material because I want to be able to control day-night cycle. All right. But we'll come down here to base color and reset the base color like we did before. Oh, let me turn off face orientation so we can see it. All right. So let's come down here to base color and let's just drop that down just a tad. Maybe. Yeah. All right. And then let's go to emissive and move that up. So it's just a little brighter than when it's off. All right. Let's do a save. Then I want to get out of edit mode and I want to select the Marriott face and we're going to call this red light. And then come down to MSFS standard. Oh, I'll need to go back to my Fairfield in because I forgot to do day-night cycle. Standard. Color. We'll drop that down to red. And we'll darken it up a little bit. Okay. And then I have some faces I need to reorient here. So go into tab, edit mode, select this face, shift this one, this one, this one, this one, and Alt-N and flip those. Okay, so the red. Now we want to give it an emissive at night. So it's kind of orange. So there would be there's red. So let's kind of make it kind of orangey. And we don't need it so bright. All right. So there's our daylight and there's our nighttime. And we do need to say day-night cycle. Get out of edit mode, select our Fairfield faces, and apply day-night cycle to that as well. Save. Now that all the materials are set, I can select the Fairfields, all the sign components. control, select. Okay, and we can control J, combine those into one object again. All right, but all the material properties are still there. All right. And we're going to call this now Marriott large sign. Oops. Okay. Then we are going to make a copy of that. So that's Shift D, escape, so I don't move it. All right. And then we're going to rotate this one on the Z. Whoops, wrong one. Rotate Z 90 degrees. Okay. And then we're going to move that in the Y. And then we're going to move that in the Z down here to our post. Okay, I'm going to hit period to zoom in on it. And then we are going to GZ, move that up. Whoops. GZ, move that up to about right there. Then we are going to move that in the X this way. Okay. Then we're going to scale. Whoops. Scale. And then move it in the Y. Just like that. We're going to do file save. Now I don't know if there's a sign on the other side, but I mean I don't really know. Okay. All right. So we have that. Cool. All right, so you may not be able to read it on approach, but you'll probably at night be able to see the sign. I need to change this to small. All right, so these two signs, we are going to copy these. All right, so we're going to Shift D, escape so I don't move them. And then we are going to, with these two selected, we're going to hit M, and we're going to move those to our 01 LOD. So now they'll be both models. You may not be able to read them, but you'll see light on the building as you're coming in for approach or something.